All right, what's up, rock stars? Frank Calabro Jr. doing an update video for the 2018 Toyota 4Runner Off-Road Premium. Just got the vehicle out of the shop. What was it yesterday? Monday morning. And had quite a few things done to it since the last video. So let's just do a quick update, walk around, and then I'll show you guys some future things we're going to do. We're almost done. We're almost done. I don't know if I showed the WeatherTech, the bug guard I put on the front end right there. If I didn't show that in the last video, we put that on. And we got an RCI skid plate. We went with the aluminum. And we got that from Josh from ApexOverland.com. Okay. That's brand new. That's been done recent. Took off the steel plates, the factory steel plates. And Josh did the suspension kit, and there's quite a few suspensions for the 4Runner. It's pretty overwhelming with the options that you have. And I would highly suggest reaching out to Josh from Apex Overland because he's actually put 5 different suspensions on his 4Runner. So you want to talk to someone like that with serious experience. And he recommended the kit that I went with, and he actually installed this kit. And let me show you what I went with. And this, guys, I got a 2018, and I got KDSS, okay? And this was the kit that he recommended, the Radflo. And this is the kit that we went with on my particular 4Runner, okay? Now, if you're researching this, I would suggest reaching out to Josh because he's going to steer you in the right direction. There's so many different suspension kits for these 4Runners. It's kind of, like I said, it's kind of overwhelming. But that's what we went with because that's what Josh recommended. I said, just recommend the best one for my vehicle. And I'm pretty happy with it, guys. It rides awesome, and it looks awesome. And I can't wait to take it off-road. I know you guys can't tell from the video, but this thing is, the hood now, I don't know how high it is. I should take a tape measure, but it's nearly up to my chest. It's about 4 foot. The hood's about 4 foot off the ground now. The top of the hood to the bottom of the ground, it's pretty high up there now. I didn't think it would be that dramatic, actually, the lift, but it's pretty dramatic. It raised the vehicle dramatically, the suspension kit, and show you the back a little bit. There's the Radflo. You can see the shocks back there. Can't really see the springs and such. We went with a MagnaFlow exhaust, too, which the MagnaFlow exhaust was just put on. I don't know if I can get a shot of it with the camera. But we just put that on. Just put some wheel lugs on too. Some locks, I should say, some locks. And I'll show you the ones I went with. And once again, there's so much information on these, and I researched it. And I'll show you the ones that I went with after doing my research. I've got the information in the garage. I'll show you guys in a minute. All right, the back of the vehicle. Everything looks the same. Changed all the lighting out. There's different lighting back here underneath the license plate. As a matter of fact, I've changed out every light bulb on this vehicle now, except everything in the rear housing. I've changed out everything except the rear housing, and this will be next. But I've changed out every single bulb in this truck, inside and out. Went with the canvas back. These are like Velcro canvas inserts. I just put these in last night. And they will lay flat. It's going to be a lot easier for vacuuming and such. I've got this pull-out tray in mine. I put some recovery gear, basic survival gear underneath this tray. You only got about 1.5 inches of height of space, so you're pretty limited on what you can fit underneath here. But I was able to fit the basics underneath this tray, which is kind of handy. And that stuff fits in there kind of nice, and you can just store it and be done with it. And I got that little compartment right there that I got some recovery gear in there, some flashlights and such, so that pulls up. What else is new back here? I got a cargo net, which is pretty handy for the groceries. Put in a system, guys. I got rid of that stock stereo system, which absolutely sucked. And here's another thing that I researched this for weeks, and I just was overwhelmed with the information out there. I didn't know what to do as far as a sub in the back, and I finally just pulled the gun and went with this OEM audio system. It's a drop-in system, meaning You just drop in the speakers. They're direct replacement. There's no modifications needed whatsoever. So it was 6 speakers plus the 2 tweeters up front, and we added a sub back here. And I was a little worried because I didn't think this sub was going to be strong enough. I didn't think it was going to be good enough. I thought, you know, I had a system in my old truck that was I spent $6,000. It was insane. So I was pretty worried, guys, about if this system would be good enough. It sounds incredible. It's beyond my expectations, as a matter of fact. And you got to figure the 4Runner is kind of a small vehicle, at least compared to what I'm used to. And it sounds incredible, that system. And I went with the 500Q, the OEM 500Q, and that has a separate amp specifically for the amp. And then you have the main amp that drives the speakers, okay? So upgraded the audio system, and I'm very happy with it. It just sounds incredible, guys. It's 100% difference. I mean, once you get in it, you turn it on, you're like, holy cow. You can feel the music again, because the stock system is terrible. Okay, what else? Let's see back here. I think I showed this in the last video. I went with the Husky liners. These are very rugged. They're laser cut. I mean, I just like them the way they fit, and you can pull them out, clean them up, and they're really going to protect your floorboards and your carpets back here and all that mess. Get in here with muddy shoes, dirty shoes, what have you. It's going to make it a whole lot easier to clean up. And of course, I went with LED lighting inside the entire cabin. I mean, everywhere. I'm talking like the doors. I mean, everything. Everything's been replaced LED. And what a massive difference it makes, because this truck was very dark at night. When you opened up a door, you couldn't see anything. Now it's as bright as day in here. And that's a pretty simple, inexpensive modification that you can do. Change out all these bulbs with LEDs. I did find out that I think the 31 millimeters in these overheads, and then you got these are a little bit different. These bulbs are a little bit different. You guys can research this. It's pretty easy to figure out these bulbs. And there's all kinds of information. You can get them on Amazon, you get them on eBay, you can get them anywhere. I did add some LED lighting on the floorboards, if you guys can see that. So when you kick open the door, either the driver door or the passenger door, the entire floorboard lights up. It's as bright as can be. At night, this cabin is thoroughly lit now. And before, like I said, it was dark in here. It was really dark in this vehicle at night, but now it's completely lit up because I added some extra interior lighting. All right, what else? There's the amp control. The amp control for the sub in the back, where you can actually shut it off, or you can adjust it to maximum or somewhere in between. But the amps are actually underneath the seat over here, the passenger seat. The primary amp and the secondary amp for the sub. And I don't know if you guys can see in the video, probably not, but the floorboard on the passenger side is also lit up because I got the door open. And that was just one of the complaints I had, was just the cabin was so dark. So I was like, man, I got to do something about this. So we solved that problem. Problem fixed. All right, under the hood. I hope I'm not forgetting nothing. Husky liners up front. Husky liners up front. Same thing. Very happy with the Husky liners. I would highly recommend those for you guys, your 4Runner owners out there. I definitely recommend getting a set. Put little TRD stickers on the mirrors, little accents. I really didn't show that in the video, and I think I put a TRD. Of course, the factory wheels came with the TRD on the hubs, on the wheels, and then I added a little sticker back here. I think I just found those on eBay or something. Pretty easy to find that kind of stuff. But I didn't want to go crazy with it and just go, you know, wrap it or anything like that. Let's pop the hood. Let me show you guys what we did under the hood. We haven't done a whole lot in here, but we did change out the intake. And we went with the oil. You can get a dry element or oil. If you like cleaning your own element, or if you just want to throw the element away and replace it, it's totally up to you. I like cleaning the element myself, taking the box apart, cleaning the box and cleaning the element. I prefer to do it myself. I did it in other vehicles, and it's just what I just prefer to do it that way. But what a huge difference with the intake and exhaust on this thing. And when you punch this thing now, the exhaust, it's loud. I mean, you could really hear it. At idle, I wouldn't say there's a big difference, but when you step on it, you definitely know you got that that MagFlow exhaust underneath this thing. When you step on it, it's pretty loud. And I don't know what you gain as far as horsepower and torque and such. I'm sure there is some gains. I'm sure that, you know, I don't know exactly how much, but it's definitely worth it. If you like your vehicle to sound a little mean and tough and you want it to accelerate faster, I would highly recommend doing it. I've always done it to all my vehicles, the exhaust and the intake, and I've never regretted it ever. I am going to do one more modification to the engine. We are going to add a supercharger. I do have it ordered. I have it half paid for, and I pay for the rest once it's ready, because Magnuson is actually backed up. It's on back order, and I believe it's going to be another month before I get it, before I actually get it, and then we're gonna install it. I think it takes about a 6-hour job. It's pretty easy. It's pretty much a bolt-on system. So, and that'll be it for a while, besides the rear tail lights. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did change out the headlights, the headlamps, the high beam, low beam, fog lights. And last night coming back home, actually took back roads on purpose so I can see the difference, and it was dramatic. It was, I could see clear as day at just about any distance between the low beams, the fogs. And I really liked driving with the low beams with the fogs on, because you could just, I mean, I could pretty much drive like that. If you wanted to really see far out, you hit on the high beams, and it just doubled the distance. It was insane how far you could see. And I'll actually show you guys the headlamps that I got. I got the boxes over here in this spare parts box. I'm actually in the middle of a move, guys, so I got stuff everywhere. Garage is a mess. House is a mess. Here's the wheel locks I went with. There were so many of these to choose from. It was pretty overwhelming. I went with the McGuard premium wheel locks made in the USA. You guys can research this, but this is what I went with after viewing a whole bunch of these different companies and this and that. This is the ones I ended up going with. I want to send out a plug to Morgan over at Piedmont Performance in Brown Summit, North Carolina. He did the intake, the exhaust, and the lighting. He's also going to probably install the supercharger for me. And also Josh from ApexOverland.com. That's where I got the skid plate and the suspension lift. And Josh actually did the install of the lift also on my 4Runner. Josh is an awesome guy, very knowledgeable when it comes to 4Runners, especially these suspensions or anything aftermarket. You definitely want to talk to this guy. He lives, breathes, and eats 4Runner, man. This guy is just all about the 4Runner. There's the intake I went with, and there is the system, the sound system. And I'll tell you what, I'm pretty happy with this, man. I'm very happy with this, as a matter of fact. I think it's worth every penny. And like I said, I was a little worried because I had a $6,000 system in my King Ranch, my four-wheel drive monster truck. And, you know, I was like, man, how's this going to sound? Is it going to be any good? I was pretty worried, but I was gun shy, and I finally ordered the thing, and I got it. Let me show you the bulbs I went with. I think I put them in this box of spare parts. I wanted to grab the... And once again, it's pretty overwhelming with the light bulbs that you can go with, but I went with, and you can research, I went with GTR Lighting, the Ultra Series LED headlight bulbs. I went with this with the fog lamp, the the low beam and the high beam. Okay, these are expensive, guys. These are no joke, but I'll tell you what, I think they're worth every penny, but they're expensive. If you want to see at night, this is what you want to go with. This is what I went with, but you can check out the reviews online. There's quite a bit of information about these lights, and I'm glad I got these things. What a dramatic difference. All right, guys, that's going to conclude this particular video on the 4Runner. Next video, maybe we'll show the supercharger and possibly some rear lighting. And after that, I think I'm going to be done for a little while. At least I'm going to try and be done for a little while. All right, that concludes this video. Frank Calabro Jr. signing off. Thank you.